What's going on, YouTube? I'm back with another YWB banger. So let me put the mic a little bit up right here. It should be like this is fine right here. I gotta sneeze real quick. Let me pause. So I'm back with another story time here. So this should be uploaded after the shopping off benzos, right? But also after, let me check what's this specific story time right here. They got kicked out. Okay, so this is another not really party video, but so I'm gonna be uploading a party story time with my homies. This is the one featuring Doom, my girl, and Former, right? But this isn't really like a story time on like a party. This is more so like with the character that I used to go to parties with. So this is the same character that was in the crazy rooftop party I made like 2 years ago, but they're also in a couple other videos like the one party that I was at with the freaking shrooms or whatever. We were selling the shrooms at the party. And then it's a lot of stuff, but I do remember my homie Cloudy, Jay, whatever you guys want to call him or remember him by. He mentioned her name as Kaylee. So we're going to be calling her Kaylee in this story time instead of like Molly or like other basic names. But anyways though, let me get a little good Chieferman off of this. This is the Black Maple 22 from Canada. So hopefully you guys got to check that video out too. Hopefully you guys fuck with that review. But anyways, cheers. Let's go. Ooh, that was a good ghost. All right, let's get the story time rolling. Anyways, I don't really remember too much about this situation in this era, but I do know that this was around like October or November of 2023. So this is basically about 3 years ago. Um, so I was living in my St. Paul house with my stepdad at the time, and that was like that specific job that I had. I'm sure you guys can check it out if you look at the videos I made 2-3 years ago. And I do remember this was about right after that, like, the chemical class, like the yayo situation, the first time I tried out yayo. It was a little bit afterwards about that, right? So I still had the same batch I got from Ralph Lauren. I had maybe about like a point 0.3, point 0.4 left of yay. And I was trying to sell it out, and I was trying to sell it as a half gram, right? And, like I mentioned before, there's this one shorty named Kaylee, and she knew people. She was like a party girl, she was a fucking, I'd call her like a bop type of thing. She's like she's an orbiter, right? So anyways, I remember hitting her up. I'm pretty sure she hit me up, vice versa, around something about that. But eventually it turned into a talk about coke, and she's like, oh, you have some, like I might know somebody who's looking for some. So I told her I had a point 0.5 left that I can sell for like at $40, I believe, or around there. And there, like, she said that she'd had to like ask first. So I think half a day goes by. This is around like 8-9 o'clock later on into the day, not or afternoon, not super fucking dark though. Cause like I remember about like an hour afterwards, it gets really, really dark. An hour after hanging out with them. So I tell my stepdad that I'm gonna hang out with the homies. So he thought that I was gonna be with like Rari or like J or JV, like people around my area. But anyways, so once they come and pick me up, I remember it was like some black like Honda car, and like the driver was like this fucking Hispanic looking dude with really, really long hair, like past his shoulders type length. And like the guy on the passenger side was like some white dude. And let's call this girl fucking, let's call this bitch Molly, all right? So because her name started with an M too. And so let's call her, so this is Kaylee's friend Molly. Molly she wasn't in that rooftop party story time, but she's in a couple other ones that I can low key name, dude. Like, I'm getting some flashbacks, honestly, but no, I'm gonna save them. I'm gonna save them. But anyways, though, so and then obviously Kaylee. So like, I sat next to the bitches in the back, like, so. Anyways, so we like they wanted a urbex, and I didn't know any spots in St. Paul at the time, so I told them that we could just like low key go to this one park that's somewhat close to like my old kickback spot, kickback, I guess you can call it, hangout spot with the homies basically. But anyways, so once we pull up there, obviously they wanted to try out the blow, and it was mainly for the driver. So I bust down like a bump for the driver. He was the only one that took the bump this time because I only gave it to him once, and then I think fucking Kaylee and the passenger guy, they wanted to try some out, and so did fucking Molly. So we do like I bust down the other bumps later on though. So I bust down the bump for the driver, and he already had this spot in mind to urbex. It was this like abandoned fucking. It's like this old abandoned. I don't know if you guys are from Minnesota, but if you are and you know the Twin Cities, like how Minneapolis and St. Paul have like that like shingles type house, the old school like with houses with the shingles, they're like boxy builds, and then they have the upstairs and then the old stairs. They have like windows on all sides too, basically. So anyways, we go into like one of that house. I didn't really want to go with them though. Not that I was scared, but like I was just very sketched out. First of all, it's like this fucking Hispanic dude, fucking long ass Freddie Mercury ass hair, fucking just busted down a line. And then the girls were too scared to go in there too. So, well, I think Kaylee goes in with the dude alone. I didn't go in, so it was just me, Molly, and like that passenger guy in the car. And I remember like Molly was just questioning about the yay, and just like we chopped up a little bit. Molly chopped in as I talked, but anyways, so after like I think 15 minutes, 10 minutes or whatever, they were in there for a little bit. So Kaylee and the driver come out. They're like basically asking like why didn't we go in there or whatever, and then we just asked them if it was like cool in there, and then they said that like the fucking that the flooring that separates the upstairs and the downstairs was like caving in. It was like about to break. But anyways, like I do bust down the second line for the other guys, and I didn't even take a bump myself, but I just kind of like waited a bit and then gave them time for them to kind of have like that come up and then to come down and whatnot. And they said it was some good stuff, and they asked what the driver was the one that was questioning me mainly. He was like, "Yo, like, what is this? Like Colombian or Peruvian or what Bolivian?" And I told him I believe it was Colombian at the time. That's what I was always told, and it looked a bit more white, if that makes sense. It was more like bleached type of thing. So I know that's like what Colombians known for is being more white. But anyways, so the dude fucked with it. I mean, like everybody was geeking. Like they were talking a little bit more. They weren't obviously like tweaked out. It was just like it was like maybe 50 milligrams. But anyways, like the dude even like fucking when he did his fucking bump, he even like fucking went woo, like he jumped up a bit, like it hit him. But nobody ends up buying. So like he basically got a little fucking freebie, like he was a little prostitute. So after that, like I think we smoke like a 1 1/4. I think I had like two 1 1/4s, or just it was a couple J's basically. I think it was a king size and a 1 1/4, or probably two of them. Doesn't really matter. But we smoke after the J. We go towards my house a bit, just like a couple houses down basically. Smoke up and then fucking basically tell him fuck off. I want to go back, and I was pretty pissed, dude. Like I was pissed. I was really pissed. I literally ended up blocking them too, or her really. So this is like basically like how we departed. Um I only really talked to her on Snapchat anyways. Like we didn't talk though. It was just more like they'd invite us to parties basically. But I'm gonna chop it up here. I meant to say end, but anyways, hope y'all enjoyed the little short story. I want to keep it under 9 minutes. Hope you guys stay green as always. Stay safe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.